Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 at Dreamforce. And we're here today with IBM and Provar, who are our partners at SalesforceBen as well as each other's partners, to talk about some of the trends coming out of the State of Salesforce report and tie them back to some of the announcement at Dreamforce. So Phil, one of the trends was how industry cloud is being used more and customers seeing more ROI out of it. And what I found really interesting was in the Salesforce latest quarterly earnings, industry cloud is growing at 50% year on year. So can you tell us a bit more about industry cloud?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a few years that industry clouds have actually become pretty established as a norm, and they're continuing to grow as a critical piece in the ecosystem. One thing that we identified in the interviews with executives was that they are actually pioneers. That's one of the categories that we came out with. Pioneers are using industry clouds 84% more than pensives. So the leaders essentially are taking advantage of industry cloud. That's one of the things we found.
Wow, very cool. And as I understand it, they're getting more ROI out of Salesforce as well, 150% more ROI than the pensivs, some of the other group of customers. So why is that?
So there are two data points that I think are important to talk about. One is they're not just using industry clouds more, but they're using more of industry clouds. So they're leveraging 56% more of the actual capabilities of industry clouds. And then also, this is an interesting one, their approach is a little bit different. So when we look at the pioneers, they, looking at the potential of industry clouds for the future, they saw 84% more potential. I think it's 74% more potential in industry clouds going forward. So it's not only that they're using more of it, but they're actually approaching it differently, trusting it more, and seeing more value in it.
Wow, very cool. I mean, Salesforce will play their cards right here. You know, they acquired Velocity, and now we're seeing this product growing much, much faster, as well as customers getting more ROI out of it. So,
absolutely,
yeah, very cool to see. So Ella, we're going to be talking a bit about change and change in organizations, change management. So as Salesforce professionals, we've had to support so much change over the last few years. We've had lightning migrations, supporting a remote first workforce. So, can you tell us a bit more about change and why it is so important?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you think about it, we're in a post-pandemic world, so we've all had to manage so much change. And what I found really exciting about the IBM State of Salesforce report was where they were talking about how pioneers are the people who are actually genuinely investing in change management and really putting their money where their mouths are and building these really robust change management processes. So they are willing to change their ways of working, which we all had to do. It's only 3 years ago, we all had to change our ways of working in order to be able to continue to function. And if you think about it, Salesforce changes 3 times a year. And if your business processes are poodling on in the same way and Salesforce is changing 3 times, you're going to end up with really disparate systems. So I think it is incredibly important that people embrace and understand the importance of change management and measuring the effectiveness of change so that they're not making change for the sake of it, they're making change to see good things coming out of it and to drive innovation. And one of the things that I also think is really important is the ability to be able to measure change and the results that you've had from change. And I think one of the things that the Provar Manager tool that we launched last year, it gives you that sort of governance quality hub so that you're in a position to be able to see all of the changes that you have made and to make sure that they've been done safely and that there's a minimum amount of risk in that change. Because change is brilliant, but change for the sake of change can involve some risk.
Yeah, 100%. Salesforce is like an evolving system. You can't just leave it alone. Your business evolves, so must Salesforce. I think something else really interesting to come out of the report said that pioneers, the top performing companies using Salesforce, crowdsource a lot of information from within their own business. So why is that so important?
So I think that's absolutely brilliant. I think it's lovely. I've been saying for years, I have worked in consulting businesses for years. And one of the things that I always used to find really weird was if you're employing consultants, but you're not consulting your consultants into how you should change your business processes, I always thought that was just such a bizarre thing. Change doesn't come top down, or effective change doesn't come top down. Effective change comes from understanding the myriad of experiences and opinions that you have And people have so many ideas. And if they feel like those ideas are valuable, and if they feel like they're being listened to, they're way more interested in embracing change and driving change and doing really cool stuff. And that's where your innovation can come from within your business. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see it pulled out in this IBM report, the State of Salesforce report. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, so much knowledge within everyone's organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
You've got so much knowledge internally, it's really useful to be able to harness it. And it's really great to see that IBM in their State of Salesforce report have actually identified that and are encouraging people to move forward in that direction. I think it's brilliant.
So we're going to be speaking to Jared here about breaking down silos of data and why that's so important to get more ROI out of your Salesforce. And actually what IBM found is that some customers are getting 40% more ROI out of Salesforce when they're breaking down their silos. So Jared, tell me a bit about why breaking down silos of data is so important.
Yeah, it's a great question, Ben, and it's one that we work with our customers many times on. And I think the biggest, one of the biggest reasons, right, is that, by breaking down silos and bringing data into Salesforce, you're really optimizing your use of Salesforce, giving you better insights into the customer, right? We always talk about the customer 360, and by breaking down the silos, we can get that true customer 360. And one of the, I think, the key stats we saw for Pioneers over Pensives is Pioneers could reveal 39% more opportunities than Pensives, which is huge, right? I mean, that's a big number from an opportunity perspective. And the reason they're able to do that, right, is that they're integrating their data into Salesforce, and they can, and by doing that, right, the other thing you can get benefits from is better AI insights, right? AI is obviously a big talk right now, and AI is only going to be as good as your data is. And if you're not bringing all your data together, then AI is only looking at a small portion from a data perspective. So that's certainly a key piece. And we all want to meet customer needs, right? And a lot of times we're not meeting all their needs because we don't have all the data together. And so by bringing that data together, then we're hitting those unmet needs, right? So I think there's a lot of key pieces, and a lot of times, right, the customer just needs to start thinking about, how am I going to bring this data together, right? I need to understand it, I need to bring it together, and then I need to take actions on it, right? And that's the last key piece, right, is making actions actionable, right? So if I have all the right data together, now I can take those key actions I want to take with my customers. And I think that's certainly key when you think about bringing your siloed data into one customer 360 record.
Yeah, 100%. Although AI is the new exciting thing,
Yeah.
Einstein one platform,
Right.
the customer 360 is still as important
Absolutely.
as ever. So thank you very much, Jared.
Now my turn to turn it on to you. So Provar and SalesforceBen and IBM are all incredible partners with each other, which is really cool. And IBM just released their State of Salesforce report. So Ben, please can you tell me, everything here at Dreamforce has been all about AI, and then the State of Salesforce report from IBM then started talking about AI. So please could you just summarize it for those of us who haven't had an opportunity to get our heads around everything AI yet?
Yeah, sure. So I think Salesforce have tied everything perfectly together at this Dreamforce, with the release of Copilot, which has been released in a lot of other developer tools as well. So now we're going to have this assistant within Salesforce, but also the Copilot Studio, which means that Salesforce professionals, admins, developers can build all these tools and these templated solutions, like a competitor analysis button, pretty much, that you click, and that goes away, does all the AI, and then comes back and gives you an analysis of your competitors or for a specific customer in a specific industry. Super interesting. But I think what Dreamforce also showed us is that the fundamentals are so important. Breaking down silos of data. AI is nothing unless the AI is accurate. If you have inaccurate data, the outputs are going to be completely inaccurate. So I think that is super important. We've talked about change management, how important that is, ensuring that your organization is ready to embrace this change, crowdsource ideas. And I also, something from the IBM State of Salesforce report, the pioneers, kind of the customers seeing the highest ROI in Salesforce, is that they're starting to experiment with AI. And of course you need to, and it's understandable that people are apprehensive. Salesforce have identified this trust gap. People kind of not trusting AI and the outputs, and not wanting to give away their information to these large language models. But of course, Salesforce have developed the Einstein trust layer, which kind of eliminates all of that. But I think it's super important for companies to start experimenting with AI. Just start understanding certain use cases. That's the first thing. What use cases can you build into your organization to start making users more productive? And I think that's the place to start.
That's so true. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting in the IBM State of Salesforce report was how they were talking about pioneers are the people who are not just looking at AI for the benefit of their internal users, but also how they're looking at AI for the benefit of their external customers. And I wondered if you had some insights or some ideas around what you've seen here at Dreamforce that could help people with that.
Yeah, I mean, chatbots have obviously been around for years, but I think in this new age of generative AI, they are just going to get insane.
Yeah.
There was a demo we saw yesterday of the co-pilot going away and collecting order information from various systems that were connected via data cloud and bringing back a really comprehensive answer. I think we're all used to the chatbots that are absolutely useless.
Yes.
But I think we're entering a completely new age. So yeah, super excited to see the external as well as the internal. I'm here with Robin from Provar to talk a bit about innovation, which was the 5th trend identified. So I think we all know in the Salesforce ecosystem how important innovation is, but I don't think everyone does. If you didn't go through your digital transformation quickly, you were going to be falling behind. And now we're entering the age of AI. I think this is going to be even more exaggerated, just because the productivity gains are set to be so massive. So can you give us a bit of insight into what innovation is and why it is so important?
Yeah, 100%, man. So basically, I think you touched a very important point. In my belief, also innovation is a core principle with Salesforce, and they've been these market leaders because of that core founding principle. Yeah. Now that being said, totally agree to your point that if people are not innovating fast enough with technologies like generative AI, it will be far more difficult to catch up with the market leaders. Now that being said, in my own view, which could be biased, or maybe my English is not too good, the I in AI stands for innovation, and that is how people should lead with confidence. It's not a fear, it's more of a feature. That being said, back at Provar, we have Provar Labs and the other functions innovating at rapid pace. Also, being very mindful that we innovate in a way which helps the customers. Rather than saying 9,999 times AI, we believe in cutting down meaningless features and building meaningful, leaner, meaner, faster ways to deliver quality for our customers. For example, we can run swarms of test cases with this new innovative feature called Provar Grid, where you can run parallel execution in the cloud with the peace of mind. The other one could be generating test cases based on a simple prompt, or even finding those nasty little unit testing bugs using generative AI from your unit test cases. Long story short, it has to be meaningful, it has to help customers, and that is what real innovation means today.
Yeah, completely agree. I think you've touched on a really important point there, which is not just mindlessly saying the word AI and just, you need to think of specific use cases, which you clearly have with the Provar products.
100%, Ben. Yep.
Cool. Great.
Cool.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Robin.
you, sir. Yep.
Cheers. Thank you very much for joining us today. You can download the IBM State of Salesforce report in the description below.